Did you know that the month you were born wasn't an accident? It was a cosmic assignment. Before your soul entered this physical world, before you took your first breath, the universe aligned your arrival with a sacred animal guardian. Ancient Buddhist monasteries kept calendars mapping these celestial patterns, understanding something most people never discover: that your birth month connects you to one of 12 spirit animal totems carrying specific karmic lessons you chose to learn in this lifetime. Your spirit animal has been trying to reach you your entire life. It appears in your dreams, in the creatures you feel inexplicably drawn to, in the patterns that keep repeating no matter how hard you try to avoid them. Have you ever wondered why certain challenges follow you through different relationships, different jobs, different cities? Have you noticed how you're attracted to particular animals without knowing why? That's not random. That's your spirit animal calling you home to yourself. What you're about to discover will explain lifelong patterns you felt but never understood. It will reveal why you struggle with specific lessons and why certain strengths come so naturally to you. This isn't just interesting spiritual information. This is your soul's blueprint being revealed. Before we begin, I need you to do something. Comment the words "I receive" right now. This isn't just engagement. When you speak those words, you're opening yourself energetically to receive your spirit animal's protective guidance as we go through this teaching together. Your conscious participation activates the recognition that's about to happen. Here's what the Tibetan Buddhist masters understood that Western spirituality often misses. Your birth month creates an energetic imprint the moment your soul enters the earthly realm. This imprint connects you to one of 12 sacred animal totems from the Dharma wheel, each carrying both tremendous gifts and profound challenges. Your spirit animal isn't just a cute symbol or a personality quiz result. It's your karmic mirror. It shows you both the light you're meant to share with the world and the shadow you're here to transform into wisdom. This teaching comes from monasteries high in the Himalayas, where monks studied the relationship between birth timing and spiritual destiny for thousands of years. They understood that each animal totem embodies specific Dharma lessons, teachings about the nature of suffering and the path to liberation. When you understand your spirit animal, everything suddenly makes sense. You understand why certain situations feel familiar even when you've never experienced them before. You understand why specific lessons keep appearing in your life, like a teacher who won't let you graduate until you truly learn the material. And most importantly, you understand what your soul is actually working toward in this lifetime. Let's discover which sacred guardian has been protecting you since your first breath. I'm going to take you through all 12 spirit animals, and when you hear yours, you'll know. Something inside you will recognize itself. Listen carefully when your birth month arrives, because what you hear will change how you see your entire life journey. This is the moment your spirit animal has been waiting for. Let's begin. If you were born in January, your spirit animal is the snow leopard. You are the solitary mountain mystic who finds enlightenment in silence and extreme conditions. The snow leopard survives where no other creature can, thriving in the highest, coldest, most isolated peaks of the world. That's you. You possess deep inner wisdom and a level of self-sufficiency that others find both impressive and intimidating. You don't just survive difficult circumstances, you actually thrive in them. Where others need constant support and validation, you've learned to find strength in solitude. You have natural spiritual authority, but here's what makes it real. You earned it through personal trials. Your wisdom isn't theoretical. It comes from walking through the fire alone and emerging transformed. But here's your challenge. Isolation can become loneliness. Your independence, which is genuinely one of your greatest gifts, can harden into an inability to receive help or genuine connection. You've become so good at doing everything alone that you've forgotten how to let people in. Your lesson is profound. Your power isn't diminished by community. True mastery includes knowing when to descend from the mountain and share your wisdom with those who need it. If you were born in February, your spirit animal is the crane. You are the graceful dancer who stands in shallow waters, embodying patience and elegant transformation through vulnerability. Think about the crane, standing on one leg for hours, perfectly balanced, waiting with absolute stillness until the precise moment to strike. That's your gift. You have extraordinary grace under pressure. While everyone around you is panicking and thrashing about, you remain centered. You can stand in emotional turbulence and barely create a ripple. You're a natural healer who transforms pain into beauty, taking your own suffering and somehow turning it into medicine for others. People are drawn to your calming presence without even understanding why. But here's what happens to you. You appear fragile when you're actually incredibly strong. Others underestimate your resilience, and here's the hard part, sometimes you believe them. You start to think that because you're gentle, you must be weak. Your lesson will change everything once you accept it. Gentleness is not weakness. Your soft approach breaks through walls that force cannot penetrate. The crane doesn't fight the water, it dances with it. If you were born in March, your spirit animal is the dragon. You are the celestial fire breather who commands storms and holds creative power that can build kingdoms or burn them down. You have unlimited creative potential and manifestation ability. When you focus your energy on something, it's like watching lightning strike, sudden, powerful, undeniable. You're a natural leader with magnetic charisma. People are drawn to your intensity, your passion, your absolute courage to pursue impossible dreams. You don't just think outside the box, you incinerate the box and create entirely new realities. But here's your shadow. Your fire consumes everything when it's undirected. Passion without purpose creates chaos instead of creation. You've probably burned through relationships, projects, and opportunities simply because you couldn't control the intensity of your own energy. Your lesson is the path to your greatest power. Channel your intensity through disciplined practice. Your greatest power comes when you master the flame instead of letting it master you. The dragon doesn't destroy randomly, it breathes fire with precision and purpose. If you were born in April, your spirit animal is the tiger. You are the fearless jungle guardian who protects the vulnerable while embodying primal strength and strategic patience. You have instinctive courage and a deeply protective nature. When someone you love is threatened, you don't hesitate. You act. You combine strategic thinking with decisive action in a way that makes you formidable. You have a natural ability to stand up for justice, to fight for those who can't fight for themselves. Your presence alone often prevents conflict because people can sense the strength you carry. But here's where you get into trouble. Aggression can replace assertiveness. Fighting every battle leads to exhaustion and ultimately isolation from the very people you're trying to protect. You become so focused on the fight that you forget what you're fighting for. Your lesson requires both strength and wisdom to accept. True strength includes knowing which battles serve the greater good and when compassion is more powerful than claws. The tiger doesn't attack everything that moves. It watches, it waits, and it strikes only when necessary. Notice how each animal carries both shadow and light. This is the Dharma teaching. Your gifts and your challenges are two sides of the same energy. Now let's continue through the wheel. If you were born in May, your spirit animal is the elephant. You are the patient abundance builder who never forgets, carrying ancestral memory and creating lasting legacies through steady, powerful presence. The elephant moves slowly, but with absolute certainty, and that's exactly how you build your life. You have an exceptional memory and a genuine ability to learn from past experiences, not just your own, but the experiences of everyone who came before you. You're a natural wealth builder, but not through quick schemes or shortcuts. You accumulate through patient, steady effort over time. Your deep family loyalty and connection to generational wisdom sets you apart. You understand that you're part of something larger than yourself, a lineage that extends backward and forward through time. People trust you because you're reliable, solid, and deeply rooted. But here's where you struggle. You hold on to everything. Old hurts that should have been released years ago. Outdated beliefs that no longer serve your growth. Material possessions you haven't used in a decade. You carry it all, and eventually the weight of what you're carrying slows your journey. Your lesson is both liberating and challenging. Honor the past without being imprisoned by it. True abundance flows when you know what to carry forward and what to lovingly release. If you were born in June, your spirit animal is the butterfly. You are the transformation master who teaches that death of old forms is absolutely necessary for beautiful rebirth. Think about what the butterfly goes through. It literally dissolves in the cocoon, becoming complete liquid before reorganizing into something entirely new. That's your path. You have a natural ability to navigate life transitions with grace that leaves others amazed. You possess social charm and this beautiful ability to pollinate ideas across different communities, bringing people and concepts together in ways no one else sees. Your resilience through multiple life reinventions is extraordinary. You've been many different versions of yourself, and each transformation brought new gifts. But here's your challenge. Constant change prevents deep roots. You flutter from thing to thing, relationship to relationship, project to project, never quite completing the full metamorphosis cycle. You leave the cocoon too early, or you never enter it at all, staying in caterpillar form because at least it feels safe and known. Your lesson will change everything. Transformation requires time in the cocoon. You must embrace the dark, dissolving phase where real change happens beyond anyone's view. Not every change is transformation, and not all movement is progress. If you were born in July, your spirit animal is the lotus fish. You are the emotional depth navigator who finds purity and enlightenment within muddy, turbulent waters. The lotus fish swims through murky conditions that would overwhelm other creatures and somehow finds beauty there. You have deep emotional intelligence and intuitive empathy that allows you to feel things others can't even name. You have this remarkable ability to find meaning and beauty in the most difficult circumstances. Where others see only pain, you discover purpose. Where others find only chaos, you locate the sacred teaching hidden within. You're a natural counselor who helps others navigate their emotional depths because you've traveled those waters yourself. People come to you with their heaviest burdens because they sense you can hold them without drowning. But here's what happens to you. You start drowning in emotional waters. You absorb others' pain until you genuinely can't distinguish their suffering from your own. You take on so much emotional weight from the people around you that you forget where they end and you begin. Your lesson is crucial for your survival. You can swim through emotional depths without becoming the ocean. Compassion includes healthy boundaries that allow you to surface for air. The lotus fish doesn't absorb all the mud. It swims through it and emerges clean. If you were born in August, your spirit animal is the lion. You are the solar king who embodies royal confidence, generous leadership, and the pride that both empowers and tests the ego. You carry natural leadership and an ability to inspire others simply through your presence. Your generous heart and protective instincts make people feel safe around you. You have unshakable confidence in your inherent worth, and that confidence isn't arrogance. It's knowing who you are at a soul level. You walk into rooms and energy shifts. You speak and people listen. This is your birthright, your natural authority. But here's the shadow side. Pride becomes arrogance. Your need to be at the center blinds you to the gifts others bring to the pride. You start believing that your way is the only way, that your vision is the only vision worth pursuing. You confuse leadership with dominance and service with control. Your lesson will humble you in the best possible way. True royalty serves the kingdom. Your crown shines brightest when you recognize that leadership means elevating others, not standing above them. The lion doesn't rule through fear. It leads through strength that creates safety for the entire pride. Can you feel your animal emerging? The final four carry perhaps the deepest mysteries. If you were born in September, your spirit animal is the owl. You are the night-flying truth seeker who sees through darkness and illusion with penetrating wisdom. The owl hunts in complete darkness, using senses others don't even know exist, and that's exactly how you move through life. You have exceptional intuition and an ability to perceive hidden truths that most people miss entirely. You're comfortable with mystery and the unseen realms in a way that unnerves others. Where people see confusion, you see patterns. Where they see chaos, you recognize the underlying order. You're a natural researcher who questions surface appearances because you know that what's visible is rarely the whole truth. Your ability to see through people's masks and into their actual intentions is both a gift and a burden. You can read energy, sense deception, and understand motivations that people themselves don't even recognize yet. But here's where your gift becomes your curse. Seeing too much creates profound isolation. Your insight into people's shadows makes genuine connection difficult and breeds cynicism over time. You start to believe that everyone is hiding something, that nothing is as it appears, that trust is naive. You withdraw into your solitary perch, watching the world but no longer participating in it. Your lesson is essential for your healing. Wisdom without compassion is just judgment. Your sight is a gift meant to illuminate paths for others, not expose their wounds. The owl sees in the dark to hunt for sustenance, not to terrorize the forest. If you were born in October, your spirit animal is the wolf. You are the loyal pack member who balances fierce independence with deep belonging, teaching both solitude and community. The wolf is one of the most misunderstood creatures because it embodies a paradox most people can't comprehend. It's both wildly independent and deeply committed to the pack. That's you. You have deep loyalty and a capacity for lasting relationships that goes beyond what most people can sustain. You understand interdependence in a way that honors both your autonomy and your need for belonging. You're a natural teacher who shares knowledge with your pack, understanding that everyone's survival depends on everyone's growth. When you commit to people, you commit fully, and that loyalty runs bone deep. But here's your struggle. You're constantly confused between being the lone wolf and being pack wolf. You sabotage connection when it gets too close because intimacy feels like it threatens your independence. Or you lose yourself completely when you're too enmeshed, forgetting that you exist as an individual. You swing between these extremes, never quite finding the balance that your spirit animal naturally embodies. Your lesson will set you free. You can be both. Solitude strengthens you for connection, and pack strengthens you for the solo hunt. Neither contradicts the other. The wolf doesn't choose between independence and belonging. It lives both fully. If you were born in November, your spirit animal is the phoenix. You are the death-rebirth cycle master who rises from ashes repeatedly, transforming destruction into resurrection. The phoenix doesn't just survive the fire, it requires the fire to be reborn. That's your path. You have extraordinary resilience and an ability to reinvent yourself that leaves others speechless. You're genuinely comfortable with endings and the natural cycles of death in a way that most people spend their entire lives avoiding. You understand that sometimes things need to burn completely to make space for what's trying to emerge. Your power to transform trauma into wisdom and strength is remarkable. You take experiences that would destroy other people and somehow use them as fuel for your next evolution. Every ending in your life has led to a more authentic beginning. But here's your shadow. You burn everything down repeatedly. You create crisis to feel alive or worthy because rebirth has become your only known identity. You're so identified with the transformation process that you can't sit still in the stability you've created. You get uncomfortable when life is actually working, so you unconsciously sabotage it to give yourself another fire to rise from. Your lesson is profound and necessary. You don't need to destroy to transform. Evolution can be gentle, and you genuinely deserve periods of stability between the flames. The phoenix doesn't burn just for the sake of burning. It rises when the cycle demands it. If you were born in December, your spirit animal is the white deer. You are the gentle enlightenment guide who embodies peace, purity, and the power of surrender to higher guidance. The white deer appears in sacred texts across cultures as a messenger from the divine realm, and that's your energy. You're a natural peacemaker with a calming presence that shifts the energy of every space you enter. You have deep spiritual connection and faith in divine timing that allows you to move through life with grace and minimal resistance. Where others force and push and struggle, you flow. You trust the unfolding. You understand that surrender to what is doesn't mean giving up. It means aligning with forces larger than your individual will. People feel peaceful around you because you carry that frequency naturally. But here's where gentle becomes problematic. Passive surrender becomes avoidance. Going with the flow prevents you from using your voice or setting necessary boundaries. You've confused peace with silence, thinking that speaking up or standing firm somehow contradicts your spiritual nature. You allow people to take advantage of your gentleness because you believe that's what surrender means. Your lesson will transform your entire understanding. Gentleness includes gentle strength. Peace doesn't mean silence, and surrender to the divine includes surrendering your need to avoid conflict. The white deer is gentle, but it's not weak. It knows when to be still and when to leap. Your spirit animal has just revealed itself. Now comes the most important part, what you do with this knowledge. Now that you understand your spirit animal, you can see the pattern clearly. Every single animal carries the same fundamental teaching. Your greatest strength becomes your deepest challenge when it's unbalanced. The snow leopard's independence becomes isolation. The crane's gentleness becomes weakness. The dragon's fire becomes destruction. Your healing doesn't come from rejecting your shadow or pretending it doesn't exist. It comes from embracing both the light and the dark within your animal's nature, understanding that they're two expressions of the same energy. Here's how you work with your spirit animal starting today. Every morning, take just 3 minutes for this simple meditation. Close your eyes and visualize your spirit animal in its natural habitat. See it clearly, watch how it moves, how it breathes, how it exists in the world. Then ask this question out loud or silently. What lesson do you have for me today? Pay attention to what appears. Sometimes you'll see your animal displaying its positive traits, showing you the gift you need to activate. Other times, you'll see it struggling with its challenge, revealing the shadow you need to address. Trust what comes. Your spirit animal speaks through images, feelings, and knowing that bypasses your logical mind. Once a month on your birth date, have a deeper conversation with your spirit animal. Speak to it directly, as if it's sitting right in front of you. Thank it for one specific gift it gave you that month. Maybe your elephant energy helped you stay patient through a difficult situation. Maybe your phoenix energy gave you the courage to let something die that needed to end. Name it specifically. Then ask for forgiveness for one way you misused its energy that month. Maybe your lion pride turned into arrogance. Maybe your wolf loyalty turned into losing yourself in someone else's needs. This practice keeps you humble and conscious. Your spirit animal isn't here to make you perfect. It's here to make you aware. Create a personal mantra using this template. I am, followed by your animal, followed by I honor my, and name your primary positive trait, then I balance my, and name your shadow challenge, ending with I walk my soul path with, and state your animal's core lesson. Say this mantra whenever you're facing a decision that's aligned with your karmic work. Let it remind you who you are and what you're here to learn. Now I need you to do something important. Comment below with your birth month and your spirit animal, then share one moment from your life that makes complete sense now. Just one moment where you can see your animal's energy playing out, whether it was the gift or the challenge. Let's witness each other's recognition, because when you name your animal publicly, you activate its protective energy in your life. This isn't superstition, this is conscious acknowledgement, and acknowledgement is the first step of transformation. Which animal surprised you? Which one did you secretly hope you'd be? Sometimes we resist our true animal because we haven't learned to love its medicine yet. We want to be the lion when we're actually the deer. We want to be the phoenix when we're the elephant. But your animal chose you for a reason. It carries exactly the lessons your soul needs to learn in this lifetime. Your spirit animal chose you before you took your first breath. It has walked beside you through every joy and every sorrow, through every triumph and every failure, waiting patiently for this moment of conscious recognition. Now that you see it, now that you know its name and understand its nature, you can finally work together intentionally instead of unconsciously. You can call on its strength when you need courage. You can heed its warnings when your shadow starts to take control. You can honor its wisdom when you feel lost. May your animal's wisdom guide you through every decision. May its strength protect you from energies that don't serve your highest good. May its lessons transform you into the highest version of your soul's purpose. And may you always remember this truth. You are not alone. You never were. Your spirit animal has been with you all along, and now you finally know how to listen.